Welcome to the wide world of yoga props. So in this video, I'll talk about first the kind of bare necessities that you'll need for this course. And then I'll talk a little bit more about the wide variety of props that you could acquire or look into and give you some links in the video notes to tell you where I would recommend getting those from. So the very first and important thing would be a tennis ball, possibly 2 tennis balls. So I acquire these from my local tennis complex. They just give me the ones that are flat and used, and those are actually the best to start with. And these will be used for soft tissue work, which is really important for releasing the muscles as we begin to really talk in depth about alignment and activation. So a tennis ball, an option for your tennis ball, if it's too hard as we get going, would be to cut these slits in it to make it softer. So tennis balls, this is a ball from the dollar store that's a little bit squishier, and that can also work. For those looking for a little bit more density, this is a lacrosse ball. And then they also have specific balls that are particularly for this, called therapy balls. And they come in this little case so they can be connected together because having 2 tennis balls in a sock is another option for this same thing. But these therapy balls are specifically for this and come in a case, and I'll give a link below for those. So some sort of ball for your soft tissue work. Another option for those. Another vital necessity for this will be a foam roller. So this is an 18-inch dense foam roller. And it is really helpful for loosening up the upper back and shoulder area. And we'll use it later in the course when we introduce soft tissue work. So getting one of those. 2 yoga blocks. So we'll use these for spacing out your feet and getting some of the details of alignment. So 2 yoga blocks. These are foam blocks. You can get them often at stores like TJ Maxx or at the links below that I'll give. So that is basically it for all of the necessities for this course. If we continue forward and you're using membership resources or working with me one-on-one, I may specifically recommend some of these other props. And if you're looking to sort of get yourself a whole kit together, I'll just introduce those now. So this is a breathing sandbag. This one is about 10 pounds. There's lots of different ways to sort of create this on your own if you're into that sort of thing. But there'll be a link below for a breathing sandbag. And this weights down the diaphragm and provides some resistance when we're doing some of our breathing work. I'll talk a little bit more about specifics of the different blankets. These are a little bit heavier blankets, and I really prefer their density, because when we'll be using them for propping, they just add a little bit more support. So these are the ones that I'll provide a link to, these ones that are a little bit heavier and have a bit more thickness and weight to them. Some additional soft tissue tools that I recommend. This is a rolling pin, so it's for cookies and pie and all of that, but it is also really great for rolling out the fascia at all sorts of different places, and really great for some different lymph massage things that we'll do. So I got this one as an Aldi find, but we'll see if we can find one and provide some sort of link, or maybe you already have one. This is a part of the kit that I'll link below, and it's called a Gorgeous ball. And this is for breaking up some of the density of the tissue of the abdomen. So when we are working therapeutically, we're again at first trying to just release and let go of some tension that we've become used to holding. And a lot of that sort of hides in the abdomen area. And so these are a specific ball that's for this. You could use other types of balls to use for this, but this one helps because you can add or take away some of the air to make it more or less dense. And at first, this can be sort of an intense sensation in the abdomen. So this one is specifically for it and is also really good for other sorts of massage with this superficial fascial tissue of other areas that we will again get into later. This is a piece of PVC pipe, which is used for several different things with the feet, with mobility work with the shoulders. And so this is just from the Home Depot and cut to length and can be easily acquired. Here is a bolster. If you're into restorative or getting into more of the practices for calming and relaxing the nervous system, these are really supportive. This one is a particularly chubby bolster, but you can usually find them locally wherever you are, but again, there'll be some links below. And last but definitely not least is a massage gun. So this is sort of my newest addition and a favorite of mine because you can get a lot of work done in a little bit of time as far as soft tissue work goes. Is a percussive massager. I've found this one to be the sturdiest and the most helpful. This one is a Life Pro, and I'll link that below. There's very many options of these where you're looking, and they are definitely not all created equal. The sort of highest price point one is called a Theragun, and it works really well, but it's upwards of $350, $400. This one is more at the $150 range, and you can find it at the link below. So this is particularly helpful if you know that you're working with really tight muscles to really start to work into some density of the tissue quickly. I use them in my in-person classes often, especially as we're doing neuromuscular refacilitation. I can really pinpoint where tension is in the muscles and go right at it with these so that some of the retraining work that we're working to do happens fairly quickly. So if this is within your budget, I highly recommend getting one sooner than later because it has really improved my life, and I think it will do the same for you. So, the wide world of props, there we are. So for this course, you'll need tennis balls, a couple of blankets, your practice space, and a foam roller and blocks. Otherwise, these are sort of above and beyond as we get into the soft tissue work. I'll give the options of what to do with these other things, but get what you can right now. Don't worry about getting it all. Mostly just getting your hands on some tennis balls and a foam roller. Okay. All right, so tomorrow starts day one, and we'll practice. And for that practice, you'll just need your space, possibly some blocks. Okay.